Welcome back to my channel. I'm Chloe and today we are going to be doing a pregnancy update. So I've already done one update on my channel and I'll leave it in a card above and also leave it linked down below as well. And that was it was kind of a first trimester update along with, I think it was like finding out we're pregnant, like it was the sit down video that me and my husband Lee did, basically saying that we were pregnant rather than just like the artistic shot one. And in that video I did a first trimester recap anyway. So now we're going to be moving on from the first trimester and we're going to delve into the second trimester and we're going to do weeks 13 to 18. What can we say about these weeks? I feel like overall, I don't know, I've heard so many people talk about it that when you get into your second trimester everything just seems like happy and glowy, and honestly that's exactly what it felt like for me. So I feel like week 13 hit, I was going into my second trimester and all of a sudden I just got my energy back, my up and down hormones and emotions had kind of started to settle out, and at 13 weeks as well we actually had the 13-week scan and I think that helped a lot. So seeing an actual baby on like the little monitor, knowing that everything's like okay and progressing well, it's just really reassuring for you that you're not going crazy, and yeah, that tiny little baby is growing inside of you, and also that you can see how much that's grown in just a short space of time. So it makes kind of all your feelings and emotions that you've been going through all valid. And yeah, at the 13-week point we had the scan and everything changed. I stopped being as tired, I stopped being as emotional, and things just started to feel an awful lot better. Now I think I'm just going to do a whole recap of the 5 weeks as a chunk because to be honest not much changed on the week by week. It's kind of just been all of the things that I felt, all of the symptoms basically that I had within those 5 weeks. So during this time period is when I started to feel myself growing as well. So I am going to insert some kind of bump shots and pictures that I have been taking along the way as well, so you can see some different pictures of my progressing bump at different times. Now I will say that on a morning my bump was smaller, and by the end of the night once you've eaten all your food and you're a little bit more bloated it was a lot bigger. But however right now I feel like that's kind of settled down a little bit. I definitely wake up with a bump now on a morning and it's only very slightly bigger by the end of the day now, so it's kind of settled itself out. But I was trying to take these photos at the same point in the middle of the day, and I think there's the 14-week one perhaps, or the 13-week one that is missing, and that's because due to the dates when I actually got dated for my scan it made me swap my days over, so I actually ended up missing a week of pictures, but that's okay. So yeah, this is when I felt I actually started to get a little bit of a bump rather than just looking bloated, and I really loved seeing and feeling that change within myself, and I think that helped me to feel a lot calmer and a lot happier. And yeah, the second trimester hit for me and everything was rosy luckily. The things I did start to feel when I say I felt myself growing was I started to feel a few like twinges in terms of like stretching pains, like down, I want to say like the groin but up a little bit, a bit above your bikini area and kind of like your belly area. I started to feel stretching like down the sides, and that's just as obviously your body's growing and changing and baby's developing. Nothing ever was too major. I never needed to take any kind of pain relief or anything like that, but like I say, all completely normal. And then also changes that I started to notice were getting a little bit of backache. So over like the last 5 weeks I started to get a little bit of backache, kind of like the low to mid back, and that's not all the time, that just comes and goes. So sometimes it can be here for like a couple of hours, sometimes it can be here for a day, and I think I've tried to work out where like that comes from, the pattern it follows, but I can't kind of work it out. I'm not sure whether it's how I sleep some nights, if I've done a lot of exercise, you know, I can't pinpoint it to one particular thing. But saying that, the one thing that does really help it is doing like some pregnancy yoga stretches just on YouTube. And I was having acupuncture before we weren't allowed to go out, and she kind of recommended some different things to me, and yeah, doing some pregnancy safe yoga stretches really does help, especially because they help to kind of keep your mobility and flexible, and it just really opens your back up and your hips up. And yeah, those stretches really help. And also getting a massage. So I've been getting my husband to rub some oil on my lower back and like around like the top of my bum area, and I did get some stretch mark oil and lotion, so I've been getting him to rub that in like every maybe once or twice a week, and I just get him to do that on the days where I actually have the backache. And yeah, it kind of takes a lot of the instant stress away and just feels really nice too. Other things that I've kind of been feeling are a little bit of hip, I don't want to say pain, it's like an ache. So imagine you get like your little backaches, but it's like within your hips, and that's a really bizarre feeling. It's almost like a little sharp sometimes, and that I mainly feel if I've been sleeping in a certain position. I've started to sleep with a pillow between my knees, and I found that that helps a lot. And also I feel it at the end of like a really long walk. So if we've taken the dogs out for a particular long walk, at the end of it I'm like, oh, my hips are like stiffening up a little bit. But like I said, I try to stick to doing the yoga stretches, and also one thing I found recently really helps is exercising. So sometimes you've got a few niggles and aches and pains and you really don't feel like doing exercise, but actually after you've done it your body feels so much stronger and looser, and you're like, actually yeah, this is really good. So yeah, that's as far as it goes, like aches and pains wise. Nothing too intense, like I say, just a few niggles here and there, but nothing that can't be managed just with doing some stretching and a little bit of nice gentle massage. So obviously this is a pregnancy video, so I think most people here will be women and will know that it's going to be a little bit TMI for some certain things, and it's probably a little bit weird to put out on the internet, but this is a real pregnancy update, so this is what you're going to get. The next thing I've noticed change is my boobs. So they have grown a lot. That was one of the first things that I did notice. I might have even mentioned it in my first trimester update that they were growing, but since then they've grown even more, and I can't wear normal bras now. They're not comfortable at all. So I'm currently wearing like these sports style ones which do have a little bit of padding, but they don't have any underwiring. They're super comfortable. These ones are actually from Primark, but I have noticed that I've started to kind of like grow out of them now, so I do need to get the next size up. But I don't know, I've tried to kind of have a look online, but I'm just finding it really difficult, so I'm gonna have to just see if I can hold out for the next few weeks until the shop's open and I'm actually able to go and have a look and see what's going to work for me and feel good. So yeah, that's where we're at. But the main way I started to notice this was because I was putting sports bras on and they were just not comfortable. They were too tight, like the boob was spilling out the bottom, and it was just like, no. So that's another change that I've noticed. But I've got to say, I'm not complaining. Like, I like the way they're looking right now. Just that I'd say I've probably gone up about a cup size. So yeah, right now I'm kind of happy with that. Another thing I have really started to notice is hair growth. So obviously the hair on my head is started to grow, but just body hair all over. So usually my body hair grows like quite slow. Hardly ever have to shave my legs or my arms or anything, and I just, yeah, I've got hairy legs basically. I just can't believe how fast it's growing. And yeah, I actually went out for a walk the other day and I said to Lee, I was like, I can feel the hairs on my legs in the wind. And luckily I don't have dark coarse hair, it's only still really light, so you can't actually see it. But yeah, it's definitely a little definitely growing quicker than it used to, which I don't know, can you complain about? Probably not, because my hair probably now is just growing at the rate what other people's has already been growing at. So yes, that's that. What else? Oh, so I'll do it kind of up to the end of like week 18ish, like the middle of week 18. So we actually started to feel some kicks now as well, which is so exciting. Around the 16-week mark we felt a couple of things and they kind of just progressed from there. So I'm really in tune with my body, so I knew that I would probably start to feel things quite early on, just because I know what certain sensations are in my body and if I've not experienced them before. So sometimes it's a little hard to distinguish between like just like stomach and gas goings on and actual baby. But like I say, because I am really in tune with the body, I feel like I kind of got that down quite early on. So it did start off with like a couple of flutters. I don't know if that's the right way I would use to describe it, but it basically felt like someone was punching me from the inside. But imagine if someone's punching you from the inside, and the moment they punch your skin, there's loads of little hands just tickling you, but really lightly. That's the way how I would describe it. That's how it felt to me at first, and I definitely found that was kind of more on a morning time. And then at the 18-week mark, we were actually laying in bed feeling my tummy, and we got some proper kicks. There was no denying that was a baby saying hello to us. And since then, like this last week, we've just felt so many more kicks, getting stronger, starting to feel them more on the daily now as well. So yeah, it's just really exciting, and I'm really looking forward to feeling the bigger movements with the baby. And it's just a lovely feeling. Like, there's nothing like it. It kind of takes my breath away a little bit in the terms of like, oh my gosh, that's my baby kicking me from the inside. Like, yeah, it's just magical. What else have we got to update on? Like I said, the past 5 weeks have been pretty similar, and just a range of all the different things that I've told you, but I am feeling a lot better now. I am sleeping a lot better. Like I say, I'm trying to make sure that I sleep on my left side. I'm putting a pillow between my legs. Have to stop myself from rolling onto my back, because apparently that's how my body wants to sleep, but that's not good for me and the baby, so we're trying this best to be on the left hand side. And yeah, I think that is it as far as updates go. I've not had any cravings, I've not had any food aversions, not had any sickness. So yeah, luckily it's just been nice and straightforward. And I'm actually 19 weeks now when I'm filming this, and I've actually got my 20-week scan tomorrow, so that is so exciting. I'm so excited to see them again. And no, we are not finding out what we're having, so yeah, I'm just really excited to see their face again. But please do let me know how often you would like to see these updates. So now we're kind of up to date. We've just got like the last 2 weeks to do, I'd say, like week to 2 weeks, so we're pretty much up to date. I'll be 20 weeks this week, so I can do a recap of like the last 2 weeks if you wanted. Or yeah, just let me know in the comments how often you would like me to do these videos and see them. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you love pregnancy videos and you're excited to see more from my channel, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!